Hey peoples, welcome back to my YouTube channel. You guys, I really want to react to this crazy teacher that has been posted all over the internet. I think it's a teacher from Canada or something like that, and it's just it's mortifying. And I can't. I've watched a few videos, but I just want to react with y'all and then give my input on the matter. And then give y'all some information that I've seen as well that really made me be wow, this is crazy. But anyways, before we do that, be sure to subscribe, like, and put the notification on. You already know what to do, bitch. And also be sure to check out my Etsy store, Beauty Queen Thrifts. Like always, girl, of course I'm gonna promote myself. I always promote myself. And yeah, let's get started.
Don't even entertain other options. We're backing him. We're not listening to anyone else. I don't understand that. Where's the reasonable accommodation for the normal people?
Can y'all believe that? Look at that. He has ginormous boobs. There's no way that this person is trans. I don't care what no one says. Just off the bat, I just want to say that if you think that this person's trans, something's wrong with you. For real, something's actually wrong with you. Because, this person's, cosplaying. It's, mocking what a woman is. You get what I mean?
Halton. Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to know if this teacher says that he suffers from gender dysphoria. I haven't even heard that. Everyone's making the assumption that it's a trans individual.
Why did you never correct the record that Mr. Hanna was not the person? Why did you not correct that when I asked you directly and sent you a written email? Excuse me, I've got a question. For 5 days, the Lemieux story... No, you're not...
What takes me out the most is how they just ignore him. It's we don't see anything. We don't see anything. It just doesn't make sense to me. If people are complaining the teachers and the students, why are you not taking any action against this person? This is inappropriate.
Order.
You're out of order.
The Lemieux story was in the news cycle for 5 days, and it was misreported that Mr. Hanna was the same person, and you never corrected the record.
Look at him, I'll get up.
David Menzies for Rebel News here at the Halton District School Board in Burlington, Ontario. Well, folks, what can I say? We have been thrown out of the school board trustees meeting.
Crazy.
My crime? Well, not violence, unless you consider insensitive questions violence. Lincoln J and I came here to...
And it's so crazy that now we can't even question anything. We can't even say we can't even something as concerning as this, they just turn a blind eye to it. It just doesn't make sense to me. What happened to the kids first? What happened to that? You are a school teacher. Why are you doing this to the children? I don't get it. They're not even little children. It's just inappropriate, you know? When we was in school, we wouldn't have to go through this.
Get the officials on the record for two things. One, why are they accommodating Mr. Lemieux with that grotesque parody of a woman he has become, breaking the dress code and breaking the workshop safety rules?
Even girls in school, I remember when we was in school, girls could not wear strapless tops. So they couldn't wear spaghetti strap tops. So why does this teacher get to have the privilege to wear these tight tops that expose their fake breasts? It just doesn't make sense. It's a double standard. I don't know if it's different over there in Canada, but it's definitely a different standard. It doesn't make sense. What? Why? Because they're trans? They're trans? It doesn't make sense. It should be equal all across the board, not because of you identify as something and now you get the privilege to be whatever you get the privilege to do whatever you want. It doesn't make sense. That's not how it should fly.
And just as importantly, for 5 days this story was in the international news cycle, and it was repeatedly misreported that another teacher, Mr. Hanna, was the same as Mr. Lemieux. And these people here, the director of education, Mr. Innes, he, him, Dr.
So apparently they've like put another teacher on the bus. It was a teacher that they put the wrong name as like another teacher, and it was like it wasn't the trans teacher's name. It wasn't their name. I think the name was like something else.
Shuttleworth, one of the trustees, the communications director that does not communicate, that would be Heather Francie, Jackie Newton, and even the school itself. I put my questions in writing, in emails, phone calls, and even an in-person interview here on Monday with Mr. Innes, he, him. Not once did they correct the record that Hannah and Lemieux were two different people.
Look at that.
I feel really horrible that Mr. Hannah had to suffer that kind of misidentification.
Look at that.
When it was completely correctable. They didn't correct it until late Monday night. Are you as fed up as I am when it comes to the people who are running the Halton District School Board?
Can you imagine being like a student every single day, and you go in and you see that foolishness? Like, he looks like a blow up doll. Like, you know, like the what's some like those girls like the cock destroyers, those like porn stars. That's what he looks like. Like, it's so inappropriate. To go that far, it's like a fetish. It's not even like real trans people. They do not do that. That's not what they do. They want to be like actually just live a normal life and don't even like want to have all this attention that this person wants. It's insane. And like surrounded with all these boys, especially because they're like in that like, what's that class called, like when they saw everything, like that's predominantly like a man's like course, you know what I mean? So it's like he's trying to entice like the little teenagers too. It's so disgusting.
Then voice your opinion. Sign our petition at nofetishteachers.com. Let's demand that HDSB teachers
I signed the petition too, bitch.
HDSB dress code and adhere.
And I'm gonna put the link down below.
rules
Like, sign the
in
fucking
workshop
petition.
class.
It's fucking
As
crazy.
well, let's advocate that the trustees at the HDSB and the director of education, Curtis Ennis, he, him, resign immediately. Not only are they allowing a grotesque spectacle to play out at Oakville Trafalgar High School,
it's just
but
absurd.
they even threw an innocent teacher under the bus when these people purposefully refused to correct misinformation that was circulated,
Giving out the wrong name of a different teacher
in international news regarding an innocent teacher who was not the same person as Mr. Luke Lemieux. Please note, when you go to nofetishteachers.com,
oh my God,
we have provided email links for all the HDSB trustees.
If I was a parent, I would be up at that board like every single fucking day, bitch. Like, if I had a child and I knew a teacher was doing that, regardless, it's still inappropriate. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that in despite of these children? Like, I just don't get it. I really just don't get it. And it makes trans people look so bad because, like, trans people do not do this stuff. Like, they do not want this attention. Like, you know, like, there's a time and a place to do things like that. But, like, these breasts that this person's wearing, it's not even, like, realistic. It's not even, like, they're not even real. Like, they're, like, prosthetic. Like, it just, if I was a fucking like parent, I would be up at that fucking school like every single day protesting as fuck. Like, it just makes no sense. Actually, I'll take my kid out of the fucking school because they're not even paying attention to like the concern that we have like with this teacher like going around parading like a fucking sex doll. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
You can email them directly and give them a piece of your mind. So, please, once again, sign our petition at nofetishteachers.com.
I'm talking to a lot of people about different sorts of woke ideologies that we see on the board. There's some people that agree with you on some things, some people that agree with you that don't agree with you. But this is a bipartisan issue too.
Yeah.
Based on political party, it doesn't matter. Everyone is outraged.
What if this is some kind of cosmic
everyone should be outraged. This doesn't even matter if you're like on the right or left. Like, you should be outraged. Like, if like I could not imagine being a parent. Like, I could not. And like, people should speak out against this bullshit. Whether or not, like, if you support this and you think this is good, basically because this person is identifying as trans when you know damn well this person is not trans, something's wrong with you. And you are like supporting like. I can't. You supporting like a potential pedophile, to be honest, because like this is pedophile behavior to do this in front of children, like in front of people. Period. Like, have some common decency.
Frank, they won't even entertain other options. We're backing him. We're not listening to anyone else. I don't understand that. Where's the reasonable accommodation for the normal people in Halton?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to know if this teacher says that he suffers from gender dysphoria.
Which he does not.
Everyone's
come on,
making the assumption
please.
that it's a trans individual, but just because you dress the way that this individual doesn't mean that you're trans. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're gender dysphoric. I think we have to keep digging. That's why I decided to show up tonight. It's not an agenda item tonight, so I don't believe that we're going to get any answers, but I was hoping that a lot of people would show up here tonight just to send a message to the board that we disapprove of the stance that they've taken on this. There's obviously a lot of people who are like-minded, but they're not.
That's definitely a hazard, like with those big fucking like prosthetic breasts. I don't know if they're real or fake or whatever like that, but I mean, they look fucking fake. They don't look real, but like he can cut himself, like, so I don't get it. Like, why is there no like safety goggles, no safety like equipment? Why is he not following the rules? Why does he get to break the rules? It doesn't make sense.
Here for a variety of reasons. I can't say exactly why that is. Some are scared. Some people think that other people are going to do it for them. Some people are apathetic and think that they can't change it.
In any event, I brought up the question, and guess what? I was out of order by one of the disinformation specialists. That would be Dr. Shuttleworth. Check out the video. Why did you never correct the record that Mr. Hanna was not the person?
Scared shitless.
Why did you not correct?
Well, even answer the question
and sent you a written email.
Well, even answer the questions.
Prior to the board meeting, request for delegations can be submitted through the HTSB website.
They're such cucks.
I do want to emphasize that visitors and media
nurturing and a sense of accomplishment in our students. As they
Look at him.
Each day,
He knows damn well that he wants to say something.
On this piece of grass here. And evidently, that's trespassing. They're only doing so.
They have the priorities
show
wrong
the
in
Oakville
Canada so
Trafalgar
much.
High
It's so
School sign,
stupid.
and to prevent the sidewalk from being blocked for students that were out and about. Well, Officer Friendly, who was here yesterday, he dropped by in his Black Power police cruiser, and let's see how that interaction went.
So stupid.
Hey, how you doing there, man?
You're on the sidewalk.
Oh well,
You're talking about a potential pedophile at our school.
Where is Mr. Lemieux right now, man?
You can't report about a pedophile at our school.
Who are you?
Superintendent of Education. Please
Oh, and your name?
Well, you don't seem that educated, sweetheart.
Oh, man. Okay.
Look at the grandma. Period. She's out for her grandson, our granddaughter. Period. Look at this fucking cop.
No, they're not like. Okay. I'm gonna ask you if you would mind staying off the property.
Yeah, we're off. I'm on a sidewalk, officer.
You keep stepping on the property. That's according to.
The sidewalk.
No, this is actually the school property.
Yeah, I was moving, officer, not to block students that are using the sidewalk.
But you were pushing that last thing yesterday too when you were here. So
You're worried about me standing on this grass.
He's pissed.
And yet you're protecting somebody who's potentially a sexual pervert. You're a police officer? You're a disgrace to the badge.
I love him.
Absolute disgrace.
I love him. You better tell.
Like myself and other conservative viewers are not speaking up, and we're
But
being
why not?
silenced.
Like, you should be
can
speaking
see
up.
What's happening today with the police officer? We are being silenced for our views. They're pushing an agenda. They can push their agenda all they want, but don't
Definitely.
push it on my grandchildren and my children. It's gone too far, and I want to publicly say that.
It was really just kind of like embarrassing. And you know, I really hope that.
And she has a right to feel that way too. Like, come on now. Like, anybody with a right mind would be against this. Anyone with a right mind would be against this. Like, it just makes no sense, and it's so distasteful.
They are able to, you know, fix the situation in the most diplomatic way. You know,
this is a student too.
Obviously, like, it is just embarrassing, and just in general, to have, you know, the school like this. And you know, I graduated from here like 4 years ago in 2018, and yeah, it's just kind of like,
it's time. It's time everybody wakes up. And
I can't, like, clownery.
Tell my children to wake up, who are the parents.
How can you support
their
that?
Attitude
like,
is, that's the way it is. And when I spoke to the officer in that
real trans people do not do
that. He said, well, it wasn't like that. I'm 56 years old, and it wasn't like that when I went to school. But this is the way it is now. This is evolution. Well, if that's the way we want to evolve our society, I don't want to say that I'm going to be accepting of it. I'm sorry.
Why is it that this school and this school board...
Nothing wrong with that. You know, I completely support that. I would say that in the position that the teacher's in as a teacher...
And he's very respectful,
be a role model
too.
for these students, and what, you know, she was doing with, you know,
he's
those massive...
Even, like, being respectful. Like,
you know, it's
these people are not transphobic or anything like that. They just really concerned.
Expression, right? There's nothing wrong with people doing that. Nothing absolutely against that. But a teacher in that position, you know, that's kind of crazy.
Clearly,
you have to be crazy to support that.
She has a problem, whatever. But
even the old lady is like,
he wants to draw attention to himself.
Trying to be respectful too.
And the fact that the school is backing her, that's
I can't. That's a he. Fuck that shit.
Even more outrageous. And I think, you know, a person's sexual identity is their own business, and I'm not hypocritical of how you want to live your life, but don't push your sexuality on my children.
Oh, I took the shop class back when I went here, and yeah, absolutely, you know, you couldn't wear a certain piece of clothing, you couldn't wear certain things because, yeah, like, it kind of saw.
It's been for everybody, though.
People, but then, you know, seeing, you know, that video and seeing that whole thing, it's like, that's not appropriate at all, and it's just kind of ridiculous, you know.
So there you have it, folks. Do you think this school has its priorities right?
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel the same way. Like, no one cares that you're trans or gay or whatever like that. It's about being appropriate and being a decent fucking human being. Like, if you think this is being appropriate and being a decent human being in front of, like, in teaching children and kids or whatever like that, it doesn't matter, to be honest, if they're, like, 20 or 30. Like, it's about what is being respectful and what isn't being respectful. And this is not respectful. Like, this is disgusting, and I would be mortified if I was a fucking parent or a teacher. Like, I would be downstairs fucking talking to my principal, but like, you need to get this freak out of my fucking classroom. Like, this is fucking disgusting. Get him out of my fucking school. Like, I would be downstairs, bitch, in the principal's office every single day. And also, I seen something on Twitter talking about, like, how, like, this is all a conspiracy. Like, this person's not really, you know, trans or anything like that. This person is, like, playing because I think last year they said something about, like, he was being anti-woke and, like, you know, black pilling, like, the kids or whatever like that. Either way, if this is a joke, it's still harmful to trans people. Like, you got people thinking that this is what trans people actually do, and when they do not. I don't like that. I think it's harmful, and I don't like that this is shedding a bad light on trans people, period. And secondly, even if he was, like, you know, trying to prove a point and being, like, you know, he is secretly a right-winger or whatever like that, you shouldn't be teaching that in the school. Like, the classroom should not be political. Both sides. It doesn't matter. Well, you think they should just get a free pass because they're right-winger and they're like, he should just, you know, try to do this to prove a point? Like, no, it doesn't matter. Like, left or right, it's wrong. And you should just be teaching the kids their math and English, period. And that's how I feel about this whole situation. Sign a petition down below. Like, get this person out of the fucking classroom. Like, I don't care, like, if they're playing or whatever like that. I just think it's inappropriate all the way around. And I think that this stuff needs to stop. If this is real, it needs to stop. It's not appropriate, and that's just how I feel. But anyways, leave your comments down below about, like, what you think about this situation. And also, yeah, be sure to subscribe and like and turn notifications. And be sure to keep up with, like, my next upcoming videos in the future. Anyways, I'm done. I love you all so much. Don't forget to be yourself, no one else. Bye, y'all.